Hi, I'm Lilo, and I live in Miami. Sounds cool, right? Sun, beaches, palm trees, tourists everywhere. But to me, Miami always felt loud and empty. Like I was standing in the middle of a party, invisible. My parents are scientists. They're never home. Work always comes first, and I'm just the kid with headphones on. Sometimes I imagine what it's like to feel seen, to matter to someone. Then, one stormy night, everything changed. I was sitting on the back porch, sketching, listening to the rain. That's when I heard it. A tiny, desperate whimper. At first, I thought it was the wind. But then I saw two glowing eyes in the dark. A small, soaking wet dog stood there, trembling, staring at me. He looked unreal. His fur shimmered slightly, like it couldn't decide what color to be. He didn't bark. He didn't run. He just looked into my eyes like he already knew me. I whispered, "Hey, little guy, are you lost?" Slowly, I stepped toward him. He didn't move, just blinked and tilted his head. I reached out my hand and he pressed his nose into my palm. It felt like sparks. I wrapped him in a towel and carried him inside. He didn't resist, just curled into a ball like he belonged there. I named him Skitch because he twitched like crazy in his sleep. The next morning, I woke up and he was gone. But I found him in the kitchen, making toast. Okay, not literally. But somehow he had opened the pantry and brought out my cereal. It was like he knew my routine. And that wasn't even the weirdest part. Skitch understood everything. If I was sad, he'd crawl into my lap. If I laughed, he'd bark once, almost like a giggle. He learned to open doors with his paw. He never made a mess. He was perfect, but strange. I started filming him for fun. Posted a short video online. My genius dog tries toast. Overnight, 300,000 views. Then 1 million. People started calling him the smartest dog in Florida. Some even said he wasn't a dog at all. They were right. But I didn't know that yet. At school, people started talking to me. "Hey, aren't you the girl with the TikTok dog?" For once, I didn't feel invisible. Skitch became my shadow. We went to the beach together. He'd chase waves and bark at birds like a normal pup. But at home, he'd do things that gave me chills. One night I cried after a fight with my parents. Skitch pressed his head to mine, and I heard something. Not a voice. More like a feeling. Comfort. Safety. Like he was telling me, "I'm here." That's when I started to wonder, what are you, Skitch? Things got weirder when I saw the black SUV parked near my house. Same car. Every day. One afternoon, I saw a man in a suit staring at my window. When he noticed me, he drove away. Skitch growled, a deep, low sound I'd never heard from him before. That night, I asked my parents about him. "Where did you guys go last summer?" I asked casually. My mom froze. She looked at my dad. And then she said something that made my stomach drop. "Lilo, if anything ever happens, hide Skitch. Don't let them take him." What? Who was them? What was Skitch? I waited until they left for work the next day. Then I searched the house. In my dad's locked drawer, I found a tablet. It was full of documents. Marked, confidential. Project Skitch, biologically engineered emotional companion, phase 4. My hands were shaking. Skitch wasn't born. He was made. Created in a lab by my own parents. Built to bond emotionally. Programmed to respond to trauma. That's why he knew me. That's why he felt me. And apparently, he wasn't supposed to leave the facility. He escaped and came straight to me. Suddenly, everything made sense. Why he acted so human. Why those people were watching us. They wanted him back. But I wasn't going to let that happen. That night, the SUV came back. 2 men stepped out and walked toward the house. I grabbed Skitch and ran. We hid in the neighbor's shed. Skitch didn't move, just rested his head on my knee, completely calm. When they left, I looked at him. I'm not letting them take you. But the next morning, he was gone again. No note. Nothing. My chest felt hollow. I searched everywhere. Beach, park, rooftops, nothing. I cried for days. Then, a week later, a knock on the door. Skitch stood there. Behind him, my parents, and the 2 men in suits. My heart dropped. But instead of taking him, they all sat down. My parents had made a deal. Skitch could stay, with conditions. No more public videos, no more experiments. Just a normal life. If we could even call it that. I agreed instantly. Fame meant nothing. Skitch was my family. And even if he wasn't born like the rest of us, he was more human than most people I knew. Now every morning he brings me cereal. We walk the beach before sunrise. And when I'm sad, I don't have to say a word. Because Skitch already knows. My name is Lilo, and this is the story of how I found him. Or maybe how he found me.